Jane, I love The Weakest Link so much. It is a show. There are very few shows that I think my husband and I watch like strictly on a weekly basis,
Mhm.
and The Weakest Link is one of them.
Is it appointment television like in the old days?
Yeah.
Or do you see
Like
it on Peacock the next day?
we've done both, but I feel like I think because typically we like to do like we like to make dinner together, we like to sit down and watch something, and so usually if we are both available, we like to watch it.
In real
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Um, I did want to ask, out of the characters you've played, I guess maybe just Sue Sylvester, Sophie Lennon, Saz Pataki, and Constance, who do you think would do the best on The Weakest Link?
Good question. Let's see.
Mhm.
I think Sue would do the worst because she's kind of a
Sure,
poser in terms of information. She really doesn't know
sure.
anything. Let's see, who would do the best? Saz. Oh, Saz, I think has a wealth of useless information banging around in her noggin.
Yeah, I feel like Sophie would have to make sure that Dawes was somewhere in her eye line.
Right, exactly. Oh, you've got it.
Mm,
You've got it.
yeah,
Stephen
yeah.
Hawke is the name of the actor. Wonderful guy.
And I think Constance,
Dolls?
Dawes, um,
Yeah,
and Constance would just be happy to be there and probably get eliminated for it.
exactly. She would always she would probably know maybe the hardest questions. She would just somehow know them, like out of
Yeah,
sheer stupid luck, which
yeah,
she tends to benefit from a lot.
yeah. Have that on record. Um, I think the thing that I love about The Weakest Link is it's incredibly simple in terms of I'll say plot, but I mean like
The game.
in conceit. Yes.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
in conceit. Word of the day
Mhm.
calendar. There's like I love a lot of game shows like the show that Rob Lowe hosts, The
What is
Floor.
that?
Like The Floor, it's like everyone on the floor has like a level of expertise, and you have to you're on a patch of floor and you try to get the most real estate on the floor, and I love it. It was a
Okay.
really addictive show. But like when I sort of ask if someone asks me like what I'm watching and I tell them what it is and they ask me what the rules are, it's a little complicated to go through.
Yeah,
And
I don't understand what you're
right,
talking
yeah,
about at
yeah.
all. Which is why
um
I know where you're getting to, which is why I love our game, our
yeah,
quiz
I
show game.
I guess I just wanted to know like do you think that is like the best like simplicity is the best way to go in terms of like a game show?
Absolutely. I think it is. I think the audience should not be struggling to understand the rules. It should be
Hmm.
simple and straightforward. And I like things that go fast.
Hmm.
I like the things that require mental acuity and the ability to blurt out the information like that. I love that. And so
Hmm.
there's a clock ticking. And some of the questions sound like they're really easy, and some sound like, but all of them are hard in that situation. That's why I just have such admiration for our contestants because it could be something that's right at the tip of their tongue, but the clock is ticking and the camera is on you, and that's a lot of pressure. And these people step up; they just constantly step up.
Yeah. I think also since the contestants are looking at you, it's a lot harder because sometimes when we do it at home, we like don't look at the screen because we
Right,
read it faster than we hear it. And I
right,
think hearing the question, just hearing the
right.
question, makes it so much harder.
I agree. You know what? I never thought of that before.
Really?
They're just hearing it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Because
not on their thing
if
in
it was
front of
on the
them.
screen, I would do so well. But if you're,
Listening.
if the turn of phrase is slightly different, I would be gone in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think that's right. And sometimes when you're nervous, you know how you just stop hearing? They
Yeah. Oh,
say
yeah.
a lot of people in court don't hear the verdict. Like the defendants don't hear the verdict. They have to say to their lawyer, what did they say?
Yeah.
But that is something I never thought of. So thank you, Joey, for bringing that
Sure.
up.
Here to help. Um, I was reading the other day about how much you love Anne Robinson.
Yeah,
What an icon. Just
yeah.
thinking about, I remember being younger when the first Weakest Link came over to us, and I was so scared of her
Yeah. She's for
because
real. She's not
yeah,
fooling around.
yeah. And I guess
Yeah.
I wanted to know when you started the show, like, did you have to, I don't want to say, I mean, it's you, that's why we love it, but it's also just like, did you have to sort of, I don't want to say settle on a Jane Lynch weakest link persona?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. And what went into it, although none of us do this with our left brain, and you kind of feel your way into it. Um, it's a very simple game, except for the banking, which can
Yeah.
get complicated for people and tie up their brains a little bit. Um, but we make it very dramatic. We have dramatic music that builds suspense, and we're serious. We're not fooling around. And there are light cues, and
Hmm.
when someone is yeah, and when someone is eliminated, they have to like walk through this bright red hall of shame that looks like they're going into the depths of hell.
Yeah.
And so whereas Ann Robinson was serious as a heart attack,
Hmm.
I have a little more of I think a
Yeah.
twinkle in my eye, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah. The something that I wanted to say that I love about you as the host on the show is that I'm a sucker for like voice and speech stuff.
Mhm.
Um Performers who use their voice, and I feel like we really get to see um how you use your voice, especially when you are talking to the camera or like you're talking to the contestants, not as much as when you're asking the questions, but
Right.
I love how you can like modulate your voice in those moments because it is really sort of like seductive. And I was like, I want to do well because I want to make
Ooh,
sure I
that's
impress
nice.
Jane Lynch. Yeah.
One of the things that I did right in the beginning is I found myself kind of being militaristic, and
Mm,
I will put my hands behind my back the way
yeah.
that a soldier will stand,
Hmm.
and that kind of informed how I would do these things. And like I said, I always have a little bit of a twinkle in my eye, but I'm as serious as a heart attack in those moments.
Yeah. Okay.
And the camera's always up here, so I'm always looking up into it.
That's like the best. I would love that
Yeah.
camera. I
It's
would,
very dramatic. It is. Yeah, that's
yeah,
the best angle. Yeah, I know.
yeah, yeah.
I tried to do that here.
Yeah. I'm really 3 foot nothing. That's all. Yeah. Um, I wanted to know in the moment when you are, first of all, I think what you have to do with turning the dais, if you will, and
Yes.
speaking to the contestants, I imagine getting stuff out clearly and quickly to get to the next person. I feel like that is a lot harder than we expect it is. And I guess I wanted to know, like, your mindset going through the series of questions. Like, do you have the same mindset? Does it depend on the chemistry of the contestants? I think you don't get enough credit for that, I will say.
Well, oh my gosh, you're just seeing all of the stuff that people don't notice, and so thank you for that. I think that part of reading the question to the contestant while the clock is ticking and the camera's on them and America's watching them
Mhm.
is my most important duty.
Mm,
Because you don't want to get in the way. You don't
yeah,
want to make them go, what? Because like you said, sometimes, you can't hear. When the question is being read to you, it's different than if you can, see it on a
yeah.
screen. So that is
Mhm.
for me. If I stumble on a word or something, I suffer that. I get over it quickly because there's no time for suffering
Yeah,
because the
yeah,
clock is a ticking. I don't ever want to be the reason that they, don't get the question quickly enough. And you want to make sure you deliver it quickly, but also you don't want to you want to articulate every word and be very specific in which word in the sentence that you stress so that you can get the meaning as clearly and concisely and precisely as possible. I think that's the most important thing
yeah.
for them anyway to do
I
for
feel
them.
I feel like if I was on that show, I would sort of the mental acuity I would have. The first word out of my mouth would be like, huh? Like just
What?
because
Can you
what?
read that again?
But you do it. I feel like that is so hard. I don't even remember you stumbling over anything. It's just so like, boom, here's the question. Boom, here's the question.
Yeah, I have
Um,
stumbled a few
ah,
times, and because this is a game show. We have standards and practices. So there's a guy
Hmm.
watching the rules because when you give
Ah.
money away, there's somebody watching the rules. So if I do stumble, it's not like we can go back and redo it. The clock
Mm.
keeps ticking. So
Yeah.
that's why I always feel badly if I stumble because I just ate up 2 seconds, making that you stumbling on that word and having to say it again or repeating a sentence. I've had to do that where I
Mm.
found myself at the end of the sentence going blah, 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 and I had to go back and I'm eating up their time. I don't
Mm.
like doing that.
Time is of the essence. The show on
Mm-hmm.
the weakest link. Hey,
Time is money.
literally.
Literally.
Literally. Um, I will say anytime a contestant, like you ask a question and a contestant is sort of like, and they ask you to repeat it, I'm screaming at my television,
Yeah.
whether it's
You
the right answer or come on or bank
yeah.
the money. It's
Yeah,
really
I know. They've some really cutthroat contestants have eliminated players
mhm.
who had a question repeated because that's eating
Yeah.
up time.
Okay. Um, I did want to ask in a general sense, is there an ideal contestant for the weakest link? Is there any sort of advice you would give a prospective
Well,
contestant? I
as
do
you
think,
know,
yeah.
people are different. Everybody is different. So
Mhm.
there's not going to be the
There's
best
no
contestant.
ideal. Yes, yeah.
No. So the best thing I would say be the most calm version of yourself, the most precise version of yourself. And
Mhm.
really there is it you do need to kind of go all zen.
Yeah.
You really do have to, because if your heart is pounding, you really have to chill the f out. And I find that if I see somebody like they know they're not doing well and say
Yeah.
I know they can play this game, and they kind of start stumbling.
Mhm.
Oh, you really have to bring yourself back. You
Yeah.
really have to calm yourself down.
Mhm. Okay. The Weakest Link has done a couple of like theme nights,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is really fun.
Yeah.
I think I was really part when I found out there was like a drag queen night. I was like, oh, we are watching this and now.
Oh my God,
Um,
that was so fun.
yeah. I guess I wanted to know, is there any sort of like theme or group of people that you would like to have on the show? Maybe have an only murders night.
Yeah, that would be fun. Well, that would be like a celebrity night where we bring in
Yeah.
unless you want me to only have murderers be on the show, like
Oh.
only murderers. No, what might be really fun is to what might be really fun is to have like who are what people are considered boring. Accountants. Let's say let's get a whole bunch of accountants
Yeah.
and let's see how interesting the game will be. See what happens. I think that would be
On
funny.
on the opposite end of the spectrum, I don't know who this would be for, except maybe just me specifically, but let's have a night with just Muppets. How crazy would that be as
Oh,
just
oh my God, that is brilliant. Stuart, are you listening? A Muppet night. Or
a
wouldn't that
Muppet
be
night?
great? Just puppets.
Yeah, but
Just
you have to play it
puppets.
completely straight, like
Absolutely. The
sing.
puppeteers are holding and they're answering the question and they have to continue to,
Mhm.
oh my God. Oh,
Or
what is it called? Ventriloquists. Oh my God. This is so good.
oh
This is
God,
so good. I'm
or
going to pitch this and I'm going to
you
give
have
Joey
please
Moser is it Moser?
whatever you
Moser.
need it to be,
Okay,
Moser.
I
Yes.
want it to be Mosier. We'll get a special thanks of gratitude.
That's all I need.
Oh
Okay.
my God, that's so brilliant.
But
Ventriloquists.
but I think like the best part would be them leaving after they get eliminated. Or if you see like Fozzie Bear just rocking
Yeah.
down that intimidating,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, now with the Muppets, you wouldn't see the people
No.
controlling them. They would just be there on their own. So
Yeah,
yeah, that would be really funny too.
yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time, Jane.
You
A
bet.
pleasure. Uh,
Same here.
can't wait to keep watching the show. So thanks for
Good,
your time.
good, good. Well, you
Yeah,
got one more for this season.
yeah. Ready for it.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Take care,
Bye.
Joey.
You
Bye
too.
bye.
Bye bye.
Take care.